Now we are going to discuss about the acid titration. Okay, so this part is involved in a unit second of formula analysis 1. Okay, it is called semester 1 in BCom first year. Semester 1 is a formula analysis. Unit number second in that first part is the acid base titration. Okay, so here this acid base titration is divided into three parts. Okay, so what do you mean acid, base, and titration? It is divided into three parts. Okay, so firstly, you see the what do you mean by acid base titration? So in that simply it is based on the acid base titration is based on the neutralizing reaction between the acid and base. In that acid may be analyzed or acid may be titrated. So it is a vice versa. So it is based on the neutralizing reaction between acid and base. So when acid reacts with base, so it gives a salt and water. So we check the pH of this solution. So it is a neutral. So it is based on that it is a neutralizing reaction. So acid having pH, acidic pH. Base having basic pH. But both the solution mixed together is gives salt and water. It has pH having a neutral pH. So it is because of that it is called as a neutralization reaction. It is also known as a neutralization reaction or neutralization titration. Okay, because of this concept. Acid base gives a salt and water into the neutral compound. Here example is a hydrochloric acid reacts with the sodium hydroxide. So it gives a salt, okay, sodium chloride and a water. So the pH of this solution again neutral. So because of that it is called as a neutralization reaction. It is based on the neutralization reaction. For that, during the titration, we require to determine the endpoint. We are using a by using a pH per pH indicator, pH meter, conductometer. We are used to determine the endpoint of the titration. Okay, so simply in that there is various concepts about the acid and base. Okay, so now generally we are know about the what you mean by acid and what you mean by base. Okay, so simply the acid which converts blue litmus paper to the red. So it is called, we can call it as a acid. Okay, so this concept now we are familiar with that. Then the acids having pH below 7. Okay, if you see the pH scale, okay, so in that it is started from 0 to 14 and it is 7 it is neutral. Okay, so till that it is acidic. And here is a basic. Okay, so acid having a pH below 7. Okay, next property is when it reacts with the base, it gives salt and water. Okay, because see, acid reacts with base, it gives salt and water. For example, here hydrochloric acid, okay, sulfuric acid, acetic acid. Okay, these are the examples of the acids. Then what about the base? So again here it is a vice versa to the acid. Okay, so the compound which converts red litmus to the blue. Okay, it is an aqueous medium. It is applicable for the aqueous medium. Then it having pH above 7. Okay, so here solution having a pH above 7. Okay, so it is called as a base. Then when it reacts with the acid, it gives a salt and water. Examples are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. Okay, these are the examples of the base. Okay, these are some examples of the base. You can do your on one basis. You can remember the another examples of the acids and the base. Okay, then there are three theories. Okay, which differentiate or which can explain the concept of the acid and base. Okay, so before that we cannot differentiate what is the solution of acid, what is the solution of base. Okay, so there is a concept behind that. First is theory is Arrhenius theory, second is Lowry-Bronsted theory, and third one is Lewis theory. In the first theory, it is developed by scientists. Okay, Oswald in year 1884. Okay, so before that year 1884 there is no concept about acid and base. So here, according to Arrhenius theory, okay, the acid, these are the compounds when it get dissolved in aqueous media, it gives a H plus ions. It is called acid. And base is a compound when it get dissolved in aqueous media, it gives a hydroxyl ion. Okay, so that's simple concept about the acid and base according to Arrhenius theory. What are the limitations of the Arrhenius theory? Okay, so here we require aqueous media. So it is again their limitation. It does not explain the substance which are not soluble in aqueous media. Okay, again here we require aqueous media means we require in a solution state. So what about the solid compound? So it is again it cannot explain about the solid compound, the compound which are in a solid state. Then it is again unable to explain the acidic nature of many salts. In that examples are Okay, aluminum trichloride. These are the example of the salt. Okay, it is acidic in nature. It is being acid, but this theory doesn't explain the nature of this compound. Okay, so it is about the Arrhenius theory. The second is the Lowry-Bronsted theory. It is developed by scientists J.M. Lowry and Jane Bronsted in the year 1923. Okay, so according to this theory, acid is any species which accept pair, which accept a proton. Okay, it will compound it accept the proton, and base is any compound which can donate a proton. Okay, so it is acid is a
third.
okay. So according to this theory, Lowry-Bronsted theory, they developed by scientists J.M. Lowry and Jane Bronsted in the year 1923. Acid is any species which can donate a proton, and base is any species which can accept a proton. Okay, so it is simple concept of the acid and base by the Lowry and Bronsted. So what are the limitations of this theory? Okay, it is unable to explain the acid base characteristics of non-protic solvents. Okay, so solvent which does not contain proton. So what about that? So it cannot explain the. It is not explained by the this theory. So it is a limitation of this Lowry-Bronsted theory. And last one is the Lewis theory, which is developed by scientist Jane Lewis in the year 1923. Okay, again in the same year, this theory is developed. So according to this theory, acid is a lone pair acceptor. Okay, the substance which can accept, or species which can accept lone pair of electron is called as acid, and base is a which can donate lone pair of electron. So what are the limitations of Lewis theory? First is Lewis acid and base not arranged in their order of strength. Okay, so in Arrhenius theory we can explain that which is strong acid, which is strong base. Okay, but in Lewis theory we cannot explain. Okay, which is stronger acid, which is a less, which is a weak acid. Okay, so this is about the general concepts about the acid-base titration. Okay, so according to this point we can get a knowledge about the what you mean by acid and what you mean by base. Okay, so in next lecture we will start about the titration, where the definition involved in the titration. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so next point is the titration. So, okay, in next point, previous point we have covered what you mean by acid, what you mean by base. Okay, so in this point we are going to cover the titration. Okay, so all of you perform was titration. So in that, we are using a burette conical flask. Okay, in that it is attached with the tripod stand. Okay, that is the burette stand. Okay, so in that what are the concepts? First is a titration. So what you mean by titration? So it is a common method of a quantitative chemical analysis. It can be used to determine the unknown concentration of a known reactant. So in that it is a common method. Okay, so generally we are using the same method in the lab level. Okay, so it is a quantitative analysis, quantitative chemical analysis. So here we can find out the quantity of the your substance. Okay, so it is a quantitative chemical analysis. In that we determine the unknown concentration of a known reactant. So in a burette or in a conical flask, you have to know your reactant. If you don't know what are the reactants, suppose here in titrant we are taking HCl and analyze this one hydroxide. Okay, so immediately it is a what are the titrant? This is titrant. Okay, sodium hydroxide analyze. Okay, if we didn't know about that, so we cannot use this laboratory method, common lab method for the titration or for the identification of the quantitative chemical analysis. Then next is what you mean titrant. Okay, so here solution of acrylic known state is also called as a standard solution. Okay, so always we are taking titrant in a burette. Okay, so solution of a accurately known strain. Okay, their concentration is we know. Then what is the analyte? So analyte is solution of a substance being analyzed. Okay, so concentration of a this analyte solution. Analyte always we are taking in a conical flask. Okay, so analyte, these are the analyzing substance. Okay, concentration of this substance is unknown. Once titrant concentration we know, but analyte solution concentration we did not know. We have to find out the unknown concentration of this. Then next is a indicator. Okay, so these are the compounds which use visible color change at the completion of the reaction. So simply we are using normally we are using phenolphthalein as an indicator. Okay, so there is a based on the requirements. Okay, so there is a color change. Okay, from colorless to pink color to the colorless. Okay, based on the titration. Okay, so we are using the indicator. So why we are using indicator? These are the compounds which give the visible color change at the completion of the reaction. Okay, these are the mostly weak acid or weak basic in nature. Then next term is acidic condition. Then titration error. Okay, so it is a small difference between end point and a equivalence point. So it is called as a titration error or end point error. Because in equivalent points, equivalence amount, suppose we require 1:1 proportion. So it is chemically equivalent. Okay, suppose it is chemically equivalent. Okay, but at this point it doesn't give. Okay, does not give the color change. Okay, we need to add 1.001 ml to it gives a visible color change. Okay, so what will happen? Their pH maybe get converts towards acidic condition or basic condition. Okay, so it is about the titration. General concepts we are using during titration. What you mean by titration? What you mean by titrant? What you mean by analyte? What you mean by indicator? What you mean by end point? What you mean by titration error? Okay, so it is about the titration.
Start.
Okay, so next point is the indicator. Okay, in acid titration we are studying about what you mean by acid, what you mean by base. In titration, okay, during titration we are using the indicator. So what do you mean by indicator? Okay, so in that it is chemical compounds which gives a visible color change at the completion of the reaction. Okay, so here there are again chemical compounds which gives a visible color change at the completion of the reaction. Mostly these indicators are weak acidic or weak basic in nature. Okay, so their examples are phenolphthalein, methyl red, methyl orange. So these are some examples of the indicators we are generally using as in the titration. There along with that there are other also examples of the indicators. Okay, so in that what are the good characteristics of the indicators? So which compound? Okay, so they we cannot use all the material as an indicator. So what are the good characteristics or which compound we can use as an indicator? So in that there is good characteristics for some compounds have ideal characteristics. So compounds, whatever the color change given by this compound, it must be sharp and quick. Because after completion of reaction, it must give the color change and sharp and quickly. After that, so what are the compound? It does not react with the analytic substance. Okay, it did not need to react with the analytic substance. Okay, so next characteristics, it gives the sharp and visible color change at the completion of the reaction. Okay, so these are some characteristics of the indicators. Okay, in that what is the indicator? So there is two theories of indicators. Okay, why there is a color change? Okay, generally we are performing limit this titration, so titration. Okay, so you have observed colors to color pink, pink to colorless. Why this colorless happens? Okay, so it is based on two theories. Okay, so this concept is based on two theories. First is a Oswald theory and second is a Quinones theory, which is also called as a Reynolds theory. Okay, so first we will see about the Oswald theory. Okay, so this it is described by scientist Oswald. Okay, so based on their name, it is given as a Oswald theory. So in that, according to this theory, or according to scientists, the color change of indicator is due to the ionization of an acid-base indicator. Okay, so it is due to the ionization. So in that, suppose in ionized compound, so what happens? It gives dissociated two forms. Okay, one is plus form, second is a negative form. Okay, so because of that, it gives the color change. So in that, ionized form and unionized form having a different colors. Okay, in acidic condition, basic condition, this will the different colors. Okay, so for here, Oswald described the formula for that. Described or determine the which type of indicator we can use for acidic indicator. Okay, so here formula is pH is equal to pKa plus log concentration of unionized molecules divided by the dissociated. Okay, undissociated divided by the dissociated molecules divided by the concentration of undissociated molecules. Okay, so for that there is a detectable color change at pH is equal to pK plus minus 1. Okay, because of inequalence part and the input titration, it is an chemical equivalent. But actually after the equivalence part, it does not do the color change. It needs to change the nature pH of that solution. So here plus minus 1. We need to add plus minus 1. We need to change that pH so we can get a easily detectable color. For basic indicators, pOH is equal to pK INB. Okay, simply here pK means dissociation constant here. Okay, for INB means indicator, basic indicator plus log of ionized divided by the unionized form. Okay, so by using this we can determine the why this indicators do the visible color change in a titration. Here we take example of phenolphthalein. So it is a weak acidic in nature. It is denoted as a HPH. Okay, it is denoted as HPH आपको firstly two condition there. Okay, in titration suppose it is in butane. Okay, it is base as it is in butane. Okay, it is the first titration. It is second titration. In first titration we are taking in conical class acid. Okay, when we add this phenolphthalein in that, okay, it is colorless because of, okay, below the 7 pH. Okay, so in that here in dissolution form here and phenolphthalein HPS after dissolution into H plus plus pH minus, and due to the here this common ion effect, okay, so this phenolphthalein it does not get dissociated, so it is in a undissociated form, it is remaining as it is. So it is remaining as it is means it is a colorless. Okay, so when there is acidic environment it is a colorless. When we start addition of base, so what happens? The solution becomes firstly neutral. Okay, so here it gets traverse for the neutral condition. After the this main point, okay, neutralization. Okay, when we have small drops of this titron, so what happens? pH of this solution, your solution get converts towards the basic. Okay, so in that state, what happens? This hydrogen is reacted with the hydroxide ion of a sodium to give the water molecule, and because of there is no common ion effect happens, and a phenolphthalein gives a pink color. Okay, similar like in a base, okay, in basic condition is generally having a pink color, or alkaline condition having pink color. When we start the addition, why it is having pink color? Because of there is no common ion effect. Okay, it gives a OH minus. Okay, it gives a OH minus ion. Okay, so after dissolution, phenolphthalein gives H plus. Okay, so there is no common ion effect happens, and this basic solution gives a pink color. When we use phenolphthalein in basic solution, it gives a pink color for starting that solution. When we start addition of acid, it gets from pink to the colorless. Okay, so in acid titration there is two observation always. Okay, colorless to pink and pink to colorless. Okay, so based on your whatever material taken in the conical class, it is based on that. Okay, so in next we are taking the we are going to study the quinonide theory. Okay, so what is about the quinonide theory? Okay, so second theory is a series of indicating that second theory is a quinonide theory. So it is also called as the resonance theory. Okay, so it is called the resonance theory. You can explain here. Okay, so in according to quinonide theory, so acid-base indicator it is in a two tautomeric forms. Okay, so in that two forms are, one is a benzenoid form and second is a quinonoid form, and these two forms having a different color. Okay, so one is colorless and one is having a color. So based on the instant conversion, and these are in compound, these are chemically equivalent available.